Happy holidays, Stall's Sweets. Harold speaking. How may I help you? I'm sorry, I must have misheard. Rebekah? No, she isn't here. You want to try the bakery. Hold on a second, I'll get you that number. What did you say? Now listen, I will not have you speak of my niece in that filthy manner. How dare you say that? You are lying. I would never do something like that. Proof? What proof? Who is this? Tell me now. Hello? Hello? Oh. I am going to find out who that was. How dare they call me in my own store and threaten me? I'll put a stop to it. Yes, indeed I will. Ah! Where did you come from?
Oh, I'm sorry to scare you, Mr. Stalls. I just popped in because I thought I left something here earlier. It's me, Ellen Harding.
Yes, I know who you are.
Are you all right? I couldn't help overhearing your conversation.
Yes, and you shouldn't sneak around that way. If you'll excuse me, I have to go and find someone.
Do you mind if I just look for something? I'll pull the door behind me.
Just be quick. And young lady?
Yes?
I keep a close inventory. I know if anything, and I mean anything, is missing.
Got it.
Right.
Harold Stalls. You're an odd one. Now, let's see. I was under the counter about here. Ah, found it. This will definitely come in handy. Yes, indeed it will.
Christmas present killer. Why is that ringing bells? Yes, come in.
Mr. Edward, may I interrupt you for 2 minutes of your time?
Yes, of course you may, Quint. Though, as Dickens says, time is of the essence.
Yes. Thank you, sir. I just had a little chat with Harold.
Oh, yes, I just tried to call him as the parade is canceled.
Bad business, that. The murders, I mean.
In the words of George Washington, a crying shame. Anyway, what can I do for you, Quint? Won't you have a seat? You look the picture of anxiety hovering in the doorway.
I'd prefer to stand, sir, if you don't mind. As I was saying, I spoke to Harold briefly about how important it is for me to be Santa.
And it's important to us as well, Quint. And I'm sure Harold agrees.
Well, Mr. Edward, I know there had been some discussion about hiring a second Santa and that Harold Stall's name had come up.
Well, there was some discussion.
I know that there was some issues with my behavior last Christmas, particularly in relation to some of my interactions with Mrs. Claus, but I assure you that my professionalism as Santa and my focus on my job has been renewed wholeheartedly this year. I've been compiling a history of Christmas in Congerville, and I came across a very interesting article about your family.
I hadn't been aware of behavior issues with you, and did you say with Helen?
Oh, your wife had quite a stern talking to with me, sir, and I assumed you were aware. I thought that was the reason.
Oh! Is that the time, Quint? Oh, I'm so sorry to cut our chat short. I'm late for an appointment, you see.
But Mr. Edward...
Rest assured, my good man, your position as Santa is, as J.M. Barrie said best, as safe as houses. Now, if you'll excuse me.
What is he in such a rush for? I never even got to tell him about the rest of it, and the other man.
Joanna, just put down the bottle for a second and listen to me, please.
It just makes me feel better, Laurel. I don't know where she is. How can we have a pageant without my Shannon? She was the star. She is the star.
I just think it's important that the pageant happen tomorrow, Joanna. It will make us all feel better to have some sort of normalcy. And I'm sure Shannon will be there. She wouldn't miss it.
What if...
I'm sure you have nothing to worry about. Shannon has a good head on her shoulders.
But Suki had been talking to some man and that tramp, Rebekah. She was over at Conger's looking for my baby Shannon. I can't help but think that she's been leading my baby down the wrong path. My poor girls.
Joanna, Rebekah is not a tramp. She was just led astray by a calculated con man who...
She is. She's never had any sense, just like her mother.
Joanna?
Laurel, you know what I mean. And you shouldn't like Rebekah any more than I do. After all, she's the one that almost took your title away and...
Joanna, I did not come here to gossip. Well, more accurately, to lie. I simply came here to pay my respects to Suki, tell you how sorry I was, and to let you know that come hell or high water, there will be a Miss Conger Christmas pageant tomorrow. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Over my dead body.
So, Shannon, how did you get trapped all the way down here in the supply closet?
I was trying to help Suki.
Suki?
Yes. Oh, Miss Rebekah, I've been so worried about her. I just know she's making bad choices and Mom is no help.
Shannon, when did you get stuck down here?
I snuck out last night. I was going to try to meet...
I'm sorry. I hate to be the one you hear this from, but...
Hear what? Oh no. Is it Suki? But I thought I stopped it. I thought I could meet him instead of her. Oh my goodness. Poor Suki.
Stopped what? Who?
Never mind. Is she okay? Rebekah, just tell me, is my sister okay?
I'm sorry, Shannon.
What happened? Did she get hit by a car? Is she dead?
A car? No, she... Well, someone left her a Christmas present, and it had bees inside of it.
Oh no! But she was so allergic.
I'm sorry, Shannon. But maybe if you tell me what you know, maybe we can figure out who's doing this. I've been worrying about you.
Me? Oh, no need to worry about me. I'm always fine. I don't know where to start. It's all been so odd, and Suki has never completely taken me into her confidence.
Well, when did you start being concerned?
Suki's had a hard time since high school started really fitting in. But I always thought she had a good head on her shoulders. Until I found a note. From him, I mean.
A note?
Yes. It was 2 weeks ago.
Gosh, Shannon, why are you in my room again?
I just wanted to show you my juggling act. I've gotten so much better at handling the holly, and I've gotten up to 12 jingle bells. Watch! Well, it's a work in progress.
Lame.
Well, what are you going to do for the talent part of the pageant? I haven't seen you work on anything. You've just been all holed up in your room every second you get.
Maybe it's because I hate the pageant. I hate Laurel and her pathetic notion that anyone cares that she's won this same lame title for more years than we've been alive. Who cares? Have you ever even been to her house?
Laurel?
Yeah, of course, Laurel. Duh. Anyway, it's so creepy. It's like a shrine to that one lifeguard show. She has pictures of that Slate Salinger woman everywhere. She's basically a stalker.
Suki, you didn't say that to her, did you?
I mean, not directly. I did ask her what was up, though. Like, Shannon, she has candles and pictures in this one room. It's so weird.
That is odd. I would have pictured her having a shrine to herself. Oh, my holly berries, that was the most un-Christmas-like thing I've ever said or thought.
I love hearing it. You know, Shannon, the whole Christmassy holly jolly berries nonsense. You should just drop it. It's not going to stop Mom being crazy or make us a whole family.
It's not an act. I do love Christmas. I really and truly do.
And we're back with the act.
It's not an act, Suki.
Sure, Shannon. Anyway, Laurel is obsessed with that one actress just because she was almost on that lame lifeguarding show. Her whole legacy with the pageant is all just compensating. I think she's pathetic. Just like this town. So small. So Christmas. I hate it.
Congerville is the best place ever.
How would you know that, Shannon? Huh? Have we ever been anywhere? I mean, ever in our lives? How do we know whether it's good here or not? It's just all we know.
Well, you know what happened when Mom tried to leave.
Guess what, Shannon? If Mom hadn't left, we wouldn't be here. Literally.
But now she's alone and Grandma.
Grandma was the only smart woman in our family. She knew how ridiculous all of this was here. How the families weren't... Well, you know what she knew. I have to get out of here, Shannon. I have to.
Girls, I've been calling you. Didn't you hear me? Oh, good. I was just going to check on you to see if you were practicing your talent for the pageant, but I see the bells in the holly. Good girl, Shannon Christmas. Suki, I have an idea. Come downstairs with me.
But Mom...
This isn't up for debate. Now, Suki.
Fine.
Shannon, you keep right on practicing. Let's go, Suki.
Suki, you dropped something. They're gone. A note. Weird, who writes notes these days? I shouldn't read it, should I? But what if it's something that could be really bad for Suki? I would be helping her. Yes, I would. Suki, my love, time is as fleeting as an angel's wings, but I feel as though our hearts have been flying forever, as one wing beating against the sun, as did Icarus before the fall. I know that you want more. I know that this town is too small, too dull, too Christmas for you, and I can't wait for my arms to be the escape you have craved. I have made plans for us. There is only a few days more. We'll escape this boredom together in just 2 weeks. I'll make contact with a plan. With the love of all my heart, XOXO, your escape plan? Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Suki can't fall for this.
Shannon, don't be creeping around my room. Shannon, that is personal property!
Suki, who is this guy? Do you even know him?
I know him more than anyone in my life.
Where did you meet him?
We haven't met per se, but, he saw me install sweets one day and fell for me.
What does he look like?
I said he saw me. I didn't say I saw him. He slipped the note in my purse. I write him back and leave it at the counter at Stalls. He always gets notes to me. He dropped this one right under the front door, which freaked me out a bit. I mean, what if Mom found it? But still, it's all so exciting. I've never felt this alive before.
Suki, you don't even know who this man is. You can't just leave with him. And he knows where we live. This is scary.
Shannon, listen. I have to leave. Once I make a new life, I'm getting you out too. No one needs this much Christmas and fake joy in their lives.
What about Mom?
She'll probably drink for a while. Then maybe she'll straighten out. But Shannon, if you say a word to anyone, I will never trust you again. Promise me.
Suki.
Promise me, Shannon. Pinky promise.
All right. Rebekah, are you all right?
What did you say was the name on the note? No, never mind. But to answer your question, no, I'm not all right. I actually feel sick to my stomach. But never mind me, I'll be fine. I still don't understand. How does this relate to your being trapped in the library overnight?
Well, see, I intercepted a note. It was shoved under the door again, and I got to it before Suki could. It said to meet here. There had been a change of plans and not to go to the diner after all.
The diner?
I was scared half to death. It was so dark in here. The note said the door was unlocked and to make my way down here. I had just gotten in here when I heard the jangle of what sounded like sleigh bells.
Wait, do you hear that?
Oh no. Quick, let's get out of here before they slammed the door. Oh goodness, I had hoped to do the pageant once you got here, Rebekah.
Well, don't give up, Shannon. Come on. If we yell for help, someone will hear, right? It's not the middle of the night now. Help!
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 Here's Santa! Here he is, kids! Right this way! Wow, I am sounding so good. Too bad we won't be doing the grand opening at the parade today.
You sound great.
Oh my god!
It's, Myra, right?
Yeah, do I know you?
I'm Bobby Conger, Edward's nephew. Is he around?
I haven't seen him, and his office is locked. Are you out of breath?
Yes, I jogged down here. So, how did a cute girl like you end up playing an elf? Not that you don't look adorable.
Oh, it's sort of my heritage.
Are you saying you're part elf? Let me see your ears.
No, silly! I'm all human.
Oh, that's good to hear.
My mom was the Conger's elf until she was 35. She's Mrs. Claus now.
Ah, so Christmas is a family affair.
Yeah, I guess.
Don't you ever get tired of Christmas? Like it being your life? Don't you want to go and see the world? Get out of this tiny town?
I've never thought about it. It's not too bad, I guess.
Oh, I couldn't deal. I'd have to get out of here. It's so small. Too... Christmas.
Oh, Bobby, there you are. I was looking for you at the house. You know Miss Salinger?
Please, call me Slate.
Happy to, Slate. It's a pleasure to meet you officially. I went out for a run, Aunt Elspeth. Sonya's having a meeting with Mr. Michaels, so I was kind of bored.
With Conrad? Where? What about?
At your house. He said he wanted to talk to her about their past issues. If he tries to hit on her again, he'll be screwed. She's gotten herself a wire.
Well, that may be a lesson Conrad needs. He's always been a bit too hands-on.
With you as well?
Oh no, Conrad has never really had any appeal for me.
Oh my god! I can't believe it's you! I've seen every single one of your movies, like all of them. I own the box set of Die to Be Alive.
Oh, thank you. Here's an autograph picture if you'd like one.
Oh my god! Thank you, Miss Salinger.
No problem at all.
Myra, where is your mother?
She said she had to run some errands and told me to come down here and practice my elf voice.
And how is that coming along?
I heard it earlier and she sounded great.
Thank you so much, Mr. Conger.
Bobby, please. Mr. Conger is my uncle.
Is Mr. Conger here?
No, and this very pretty and helpful elf told me that his office is locked.
Give it a rest, Bobby, will you, with the flirting? Why don't you head back to the house? You and Sonya can catch up with Conrad, and I'll be home for dinner. If you run into your uncle, have him call me here.
But I...
Thank you, Bobby. See you later.
Bye, Bobby.
Myra, why don't you head home, too? I'm going to have a little meeting with Miss Salinger, and keep working on your elf voice.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks again, Miss Salinger, for the autograph.
Now, Miss Salinger, won't you step into my office?
Rebekah? Rebekah? So odd. No one here? Maybe she's next door at Stall Sweets. I'll just cut through here and... Oh!
Laurel! You scared me half to death, as Edgar Allan Poe would say.
I was just looking for Rebekah. Has Harold seen her?
I haven't seen him.
What were you doing over there?
Well, I was looking for Harold, of course.
Well, I'm glad to run into you. I was wanting to come and talk to you about the pageant. I feel very strongly that it should not be canceled. I'm not one to undermine tragedy, but also don't see any reason for us to live in suspended animation because of it.
But a child has died, and the killer could still be at large.
Traditions are traditions, Edward. That would be playing right into Joanna Fletcher's hands for us to cancel. She's always been jealous of me, and she knows all too well that Rebekah never deserved that win. Why would she even bring it up? It was always mine. Always! After what I'd lost...
In the immortal words of Hemingway, all water under the bridge.
Edward! He was there in my house just now.
Who was? Here. Deep breaths. Now, calm down. Who was in your house?
I don't know. It was dark. The power went out. I heard breathing and sleigh bells, but it had to be him. You know it was. Edward, who else could it be?
What is she talking about, Edward? Helen, who was in your house?
Edward, can you go and see? Oh, I'm too afraid. I don't know that I'll be safe. He gets so passionate about me, as men do.
Yes, I'll go check. Now, you both stay here. I'll call the shop when I've determined if it's safe. As the Terminator always said, I'll be back in a jiffy.
Oh, my knight in shining armor. Edward.
Yes?
Do be careful.
Of course.
What was all that about?
Oh, what?
You and Edward? Your knight in shining armor? All that?
Oh, Laurel, a filthy mind is a terrible thing to waste. Edward and I are just dear friends. I do hope he stops him. I hate to think what he'll do. He does get so jealous and fly into rages. And he left me a heart for a present that threatened he would kill me.
What? Who did?
Don't you pay attention to anything? Quint, of course.
I'm glad we could meet to have this little chat, Sonya.
I was wondering how long it would take you to reach your greasy hand out to me again, Conrad.
After all the money you won from me in court, surely I'm not the one with grasping hands, greasy or not.
I needed that money for therapy and other mental healing. You damaged me, Conrad. Damaged me deeply.
Ah, yes. I believe that is what you said in court, too. How you played your part, Sonya. You could have had a career on the stage. You, the poor, innocent employee set upon by the predatory millionaire. No one knew that it was you who approached me. No one believed me.
I would never,
Oh, come now, darling. It's just us here now. Your dear husband certainly scampered for the hills, didn't he?
He went for a run.
Did he? Does he run out on you often? Once your money ran out, I am sure you had less appeal to him. I know all about men like him. Good family, good name, but that's it. No real assets, no real backbone.
Not like you mean?
No, nothing like me. Nothing at all. This family. All the trappings of aristocracy. But it was all gotten from a cheating scoundrel.
Mr. Conger doesn't seem like a scoundrel to me, Conrad.
Oh, that Mr. Conger is, or seems to be, just fine. A little weak where it counts, but that'll just help me. No, I mean his great-great-grandfather. The one that founded this stinking town.
What are you talking about?
Let's just say that this town, and specifically the family it's named after, well, they owe me and my family a great debt. Yes. Not even a debt. They need to repay a loan. And there will be interest.
So C. Michael's opening a store here isn't just random. You have a personal vendetta against this town.
The latter would be correct. But you're probably wondering why I'm spilling my guts to you, a former employee who screwed me, and screwed me over.
The thought had crossed my mind, I have to be honest.
I brought a little something to show you. I didn't have these in my possession during our last interaction in court, but I thought they may interest you.
Oh my God!
I had not known about your time dancing, if you could call it that, at the Pink Porpoise. I found those pictures quite enlightening. I'm sure you agree. I thought, if they ended up on the desk of either Uncle Edward or Auntie Elspeth, that it might affect your plans for money.
I would never take money from the Congers.
Sonya, please don't waste your breath. I know your black little heart for what it is. You're a born grifter, and I have a feeling that your husband is as well.
What do you want from me, Conrad?
Listen, here's my plan.
Can I get you a drink of any kind, Miss Salinger?
Call me Slate, please. No, I'm fine, actually. What did you want to speak to me about, Miss Conger?
Please do call me Elspeth.
Elspeth.
Well, you've obviously heard about our little town tragedy.
Yes, so awful.
And unexpected. She was an unlikable child for certain, but I never thought she was the type to be murdered. Her sister, on the other hand.
Murders affect all types, Elspeth. Believe me, I know.
You've been murder-adjacent before?
There was an incident when I was a child. Another child was killed. It was awful. Everyone thought it was me.
You were accused of being a killer? How awful. They did find you not guilty. I presume you're not an escaped and very famous convict.
Oh, you misunderstood me. Everyone thought the girl who was killed was me. You see, she had been my stand-in. Oh, I'm just babbling on. Forgive me.
That is fascinating. Did it happen on set, then?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up and then be all mysterious. But I really don't like talking about it. Please, tell me why you wanted to speak with me.
My apologies for prying. Well, as much as my heart aches for the Fletchers, and it does ache, the loss of a child must be awful, but my husband has less and less of a head for business as he ages, I'm afraid. He is very sentimental.
He's always had such a warm heart.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware you and Edward knew one another before.
I just meant, I can tell. I'm an empath, so I have a way of knowing these things.
Yes, well, it's very trying. Anyway, I have to be the business-minded one. Canceling this parade is going to cost us a fortune. The loss in business may be insurmountable. But if we had a well-known spokesperson who could appear as, well, Mrs. Claus, for example.
Are you asking me to do that?
Well, I'm not sure how long you're planning to stay, but it wouldn't take up much of your time, and I would use most of my budget to pay you. It would be a gamble on my end, but I know you could be a lifesaver for Conger's department store.
I'll have to think it over. What about your current Mrs. Claus? Your people here seem to be very passionate and loyal.
Oh, she and her daughter are lovely people, but easily replaceable. We wouldn't fire them, of course, but I'd probably move both of them out of costume and down to the refreshment kiosk.
Achoo!
Goodness me, what on earth was that? Myra?
I'm sorry, I was coming to ask you a question and I sneezed and everything fell.
Well, bless you, and put it back together.
Yes, Miss Conger.
I hope you didn't hurt her feelings. She seems like a sweet girl.
Yes, I hope she didn't overhear. That could be unfortunate. Yes, very unfortunate.
Where was that scrapbook? I have to see if I saw what I think I did. I wish Edward had let me finish. Who could that be? Hello? Hello? No one there. Oh, well, what's this? A present. Oh, and there's a card. I do love early Christmas presents. Dear Santa Quint, have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. You'll always be the only Santa, well, at least as long as you're still here. Well, odd. Well, this box is empty. Oh, wait a second. No, it's not. There's something written. Look behind you. How did you get in? What are you doing with that holly? Yeah.